Minecraft is a game that has been around for 16 years and has one of the most diverse communities in all of gaming. It doesn't matter if you like making intricate builds or blowing them up. Maybe you prefer creating working computers in Minecraft or exploiting glitches. Maybe you just want to have a survival world with your friends and play the game like it was intended, or do whatever this is. I swear I don't play in these worlds. I just know they exist. You're gonna have to trust me. Regardless, you can find a community for any interest you might have. However, one of the biggest and most intense sub-communities is the player versus player, or PvP community. If you thought Minecraft's combat system wasn't much more than timing your hits with a sword or an axe, then you are so wrong. For some context, a certain Minecraft SMP was started in the summer of 2021. You might have heard of it, or at least the plugin it implemented. It quickly became known as the deadliest Minecraft SMP, the Lifesteal SMP, where if you kill a player, you gain a heart, and if you lose all of your hearts, you're banned forever. It was full of YouTubers and strong PvPers. Over time and throughout seasons, some items were banned from PvP usage, such as Ender Pearls, which let you teleport, or Totems of Undying, which pretty much allow you to cheat death to make the fighting fair. Currently, they use this kit to PvP. There's a lot of important items in this kit, but you'll learn about them later. As for me, for the past 30 days, I've been trying to improve at 1.21 plus PvP. There were some days I literally could not practice PvP or just straight up lost motivation to play, but besides those exceptions, I practiced PvP for 30 days straight. Did I improve, or did I get absolutely destroyed by the already pro PvPers? You'll have to stick around to find out. Today was the first day of the PvP challenge, and my goals were to try and improve an SMP kit. I ended up changing this goal a little later on, and you'll see why. For my first day, I would have to begin learning the ropes of 1.21 PvP. Like many people, I started on Minecraft Bedrock Edition and have been used to the style of 1.8 PvP, but I knew the general 1.21 mechanics. I used some of these great tutorials, and after a while of configuring settings and absorbing information, it was time to begin fighting. I feel like it went pretty well for my first day, but there were still 29 more days to go before I was finished. Today I started off with practicing some SMP kit. Looking back at it, I think that my main issue was not eating my golden apples early enough. Golden apples are a healing item that can be crafted from 1 apple and 8 gold, and grant you 2 temporary absorption hearts and some resistance. The strategy is to eat them around 5 hearts, but I was eating them closer to 3, and this was causing me to not have enough time to eat the apple before I was killed. I'm gonna be honest, today I didn't accomplish a whole heck of a lot. I mostly played in a streamer's PvP legacy party and practiced my team battle skills, though I had a rough time staying alive when multiple people began targeting me. Honestly, just move on to the next day at this point. Today is the first day I skipped a day. Day 4, I didn't do anything or I forgot to hit record. I can't remember. This was like 2 months ago, man. I continued practicing Sword for AIM and SMP kit because it was the goal, but I also began playing some UHC. The reason for playing UHC kit was to improve at watching my health, and knowing when to heal, and when to back off. It would also help me get used to the new hotkeys I was using. I knew that using scroll wheel for the last couple slots in my inventory wasn't going to go well, especially since I couldn't reach those number keys. So I decided to start implementing some new hotkeys, and they were a little bit different to get used to. Today, I skipped another day. I probably had a reason, but don't worry about it. Anyways, I made it for the lost time with the insane amount of UHC I played. Don't worry, I barely won at all. Blame it on taking a break, but personally, I blame the other players for cheating. No. I'm just kidding. I'm just that bad, even though I'm a week into the challenge at this point. Nothing that new today. I played more sword for aim and SMP kit because, you know, the goal. Anyways, at least I didn't skip another day. I finally have kept my streak going for the first time in a while. Today was a slight improvement, I think. I still played sword to practice my aim, which I think was getting better at this point. I was also able to get some kills in my SMP kit gameplay, which is good. I had been struggling for a while before, but now I was getting a little bit more confident with my gameplay. Hey, would you look at that? 3 days in a row. It's been a while since we've seen that. Anyways, today was mostly the same as other days, sword and SMP kit. This is where an issue becomes apparent though. I cannot crit chain. Like, at all. This issue also prevents me from evening the playing field during fights, meaning my grapple timings always feel off. It's a skill I'll have to work on during the coming days. And don't worry, I do get better at it. Eventually. Today, I finally, slightly, returned to UHC, but didn't do so hot. I also chose to skip another day and not practice crit chaining. If I could tell myself anything during these days, it would have been to learn crit chaining. Like, seriously, it would have been so useful. Would you look at that? I won a UHC match. Absolute insanity. I proceeded to win one more UHC match before getting dropped by a high tier 5 in SMP kit. I guess I had to be set back in my place, but at this point, consistently losing to tier 5s was getting really mentally draining. All of the sword, SMP, and UHC kit are getting repetitive, and it just feels like I'm not getting anywhere. I tried to get some help on the PvP server, but no dice.
Yes.
Oh, and also today I began using a new texture pack. Just something simple, but I really like it. Yep, another skipped day. It's okay though, because I feel like I did fairly well. It's apparent that I can disable shields decently enough. However, to this day, I need to be doing shield stunning, not just disabling. I also need to properly practice crit chaining. Still, because it really shows that I'm not timing my hits properly. Half or more of my sword hits are just sprint hits. I continued playing the same game modes though. It would be good to note that I pretty much play with hitboxes for the entire 30 days, just so I'm not that terrible. Today, I had a rough day. I just could not heal early enough. There is like 15 minutes of footage from today, and like, just about all of it is terrible. I don't know what to tell you guys. Today, I began playing PvP on a new server, and changed my goal. I began playing on the official Lifesteal SMP PvP server, and began practicing Lifesteal Kit, which is what I really wanted to be playing all this time, I just didn't know how to do it. There were a lot of new things I needed to get used to, but as a longtime viewer of the Lifesteal SMP, I knew generally how to use them, and boy, did I use them.
All my fellas. 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 All my fellas.
This new kit introduced some new items and skills that weren't in the last SMP kit. This included water buckets and chorus fruits to get out of cobwebs themselves, and wind charges. I picked up the usages of wind charges, cobwebs, or cobs for short, and water buckets pretty quickly. Yeah, sure, a lot of the players on the server weren't that great at the game, but it meant there were finally people I could fight and not get absolutely destroyed without a chance of learning anything. I could practice my skills. My mental was finally up, and it allowed me to start doing better. To this day, this clip is my best gameplay by far. Today was more of the same absolutely cracked gameplay. I was finally able to crit chain players, and this let me drain them insanely fast, meaning my healing felt far less forced, and I wasn't getting quick chopped as fast, if at all. During this day, a small bug began to show itself. The server itself wasn't that laggy, and my ping was perfectly fine, but the gameplay was jumpy. Sometimes my mouse would lag back in my inventory, or item names would flash when I hovered over them. But for now, this issue would not be that detrimental. During these first few days on the server, I also felt like my aim was way better than on the other server. I would soon upgrade to a wireless mouse, but so far all of this had been done on a glorious Model D wired, one of my favorite mice of all time. Yes, I skipped 2 days. I had a long weekend where I went to my grandma's house, so I couldn't really practice. I made up for the lack of practice with some cracked gameplay though. Today, the lag issue returned, and it came in full force. Now, whenever I was inside of a web, my camera just kept glitching out and not letting me turn, and sometimes just lagging me back into the webs after I already got out. Again, not an issue with my ping, it must just be the server or maybe a lunar client issue. Either way, it would persist until the final day of the challenge. Despite the movement issues, I was still able to pull through and have good fights and win a decent amount of them.
Bonus 2!
Today, something interesting happened as well. Yeah, I got banned for 30 minutes due to an unfair advantage. So either I was playing so well that some poor kid got mad and reported me for being a hacker, or the lagging in the webs caused the server to think that I was trying to use a hacked client. Either way, based on the skill of my gameplay, I think you know that I don't cheat. So this was a surprise, but almost welcomed because it must have meant that I was pretty decent. I stopped playing yesterday after getting temporarily banned. Not a whole lot of new things today. I won some and lost some. Taking a note on my new playstyle, I tend to play very aggressively and keep pressure when it might be smarter to stay back and heal. Either way, it's working pretty darn well. I get my glorious Model O wireless in the mail soon, so we'll see how that impacts my aim and gameplay. Today, it became really apparent that my shield skills have improved greatly. I'm really able to actually use it to block hits and give me openings to combo. Nothing else that special happened today, just winning and losing, although a bit more of the former than latter. Today, my Model O wireless came in. It's a great mouse, but being wireless means it's throwing my aim off a little bit. I for sure think it's better than what I had before, it's just different. I was certainly clapping the worst players, but some of the more skilled players I was seriously struggling against due to the new mouse. Maybe I should have played more sword just to get used to aiming again, but I think sticking with lifesteal kit was fine in the long run. So, I'm not even gonna lie. I thought tomorrow was day 30. No, it turns out that today is day 30. That's gonna be a minor issue because I thought I was gonna have today to practice aim, but it's fine. I can just record content for today and do this. I had to take some days off because this weekend I wasn't really home a whole lot and I had some stuff happening and I really couldn't. But today is the last day. That means tomorrow I can just start editing and I don't need to log on to play PvP every day. I mean, I probably will, but I don't have to. The final day, huh? Also, I'm so sorry that I skipped like 4 days. At the time of recording, I thought this was day 29 until I booted up my file explorer and saw the dates. Anyway, it's time for my final test. Right off the bat, my camera felt funny and I was running slightly low on FPS. I wasn't really sure what the issue was, but I'm pretty sure now it was due to my computer just dying from being powered on too long. Eventually, I fixed it by restarting my computer, but for the first half hour of the last day, I played like this. Since it was my first day back in a hot minute, I needed to warm up some because my hotkeying skills were mid, to say the least. Surprisingly today, there were actually some decent players online, instead of them all just being literal bots. This, of course, meant I was gonna die a whole lot more. To be fair, I had my fair share of skill issuing. Like, seriously? 3 attempts to break a cob with water? Anyway, I felt like I was playing well. I just wasn't getting quick dropped, and I was hitting back. This would be a good time to mention that I recorded microphone audio for this day, but OBS lost that file, so you'll have to deal with just game audio and my voiceover. Today, I also got my first experience with a cave fight. Sort of. My man wasn't very good at the game, and he dug himself in a hole instantly. I eventually decided to play his games because he wouldn't come out of his little cave. Before I went in though, I tried drowning him. Surprise, surprise, it didn't work. It's time to become a cave diver. Let's dig a Saddam Hussein hiding spot. Also, can we talk about this button placement? Bro basically offed himself with that. Like, I don't know what he was doing. Let's just say I think he regretted digging a hole to fight me in because he kind of got destroyed and started trying to run away underground by digging. More button placement, I don't know what he was doing. At this point, I think we can blame it on panicking, but I don't know. Finally, I decided to restart my PC to fix FPS and camera lag. And I got some nice kills. Speaking of kills, I was almost to 100 kills on the official Lifesteal SMP PvP server. At this time, I also started to stop myself from defaulting to crit chains. Maybe it wasn't the best strategy, but it worked pretty well sometimes to just have a combo. I was warmed up and locked in, and it was time to start dunking on some kids. Cue the 30-day montage. Also, you know that joke about if you use left-handed in Minecraft, you get more reach? Well, as a certified player who switched to left-handed, it's absolutely true. Also, can we please talk about this clip? Like, what am I supposed to do? I couldn't move, hit, or look around. Anyway, I think today was a pretty good last day. I performed pretty well and showed off the skills that I learned. The 30 days went by far too quickly. There were some days I had to skip. Some I just couldn't boot up a PvP server due to demotivation. But I pulled through. Mostly. Personally, I feel like I improved. I used to be decent at sword PvP before I quit. Coming back now, it feels way different. I'll be honest, it took me way too long to edit this. I finished recording in like April. I'm writing the script at the end of May now, and I haven't even started editing it yet. I'm so sorry about the wait, but hopefully it was worth it. Expect the content to slow down for now since I have a lot going on in real life, but hopefully this fall I can get another real video out. No promises though, because I'd feel terrible if I had to delay more to winter or next year. Hey, if you want to know when I upload again, my videos are not going to be coming out regularly, by the way. Make sure to hit that notification bell. To support me, you guys can drop a like and subscribe for a cookie. I'll see you guys in the next one.